All right, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Is this whole AI revolution the real deal? Or is it just another massive tech bubble that's about to burst? It is, without a doubt, the single biggest question in business and tech today.
So to get some real clarity, we're diving deep into a recent talk with Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella, and his take is fascinating. He basically says, yeah, the bubble will burst if AI's benefits only end up in the pockets of a few big tech companies. So what's his grand vision to make sure that doesn't happen?
To really get our heads around his thinking, we're going to follow his logic step by step. We'll kick things off with the ultimate test that AI has to pass. Then we'll look at the new kind of infrastructure it needs, how that completely flips the modern company on its head, and finally, we'll land on the ultimate strategy for how to win in this new world. Okay, so what's the one thing, the single most important factor that's going to decide whether AI actually succeeds or just fizzles out? Well, according to Nadella, it all boils down to one word: diffusion.
And he doesn't pull any punches here. He's saying, look, if this incredibly powerful technology doesn't start making a real difference in our hospitals, in our schools, in our actual industries, it's going to lose what he calls its social permission. Society just isn't going to stand for a technology that eats up this much energy and this much money without delivering real widespread benefits for everybody.
And this is what he means by diffusion. It's not about flashy tech demos for a handful of people in Silicon Valley. No, it's about getting AI tools into every single part of our economy. The doctor's office, the factory floor, you name it, so that it creates real value for everyone, not just a select few. Okay, but how do you actually achieve that? How do you get that kind of massive, widespread diffusion? Well, Nadella says we need to have a huge mental shift. We have to stop seeing AI as some kind of niche luxury product and start thinking about it like a fundamental utility, something as basic and essential as electricity.
He uses this incredibly powerful analogy. Think about it. AI tokens, which are just the basic units of AI's output, are the new electricity. And just like the industrial age needed power plants and a grid to deliver that electricity everywhere, our economy now needs token factories, which we call data centers, and a global digital grid to get this new kind of power to everyone.
And this breaks down the unbelievable supply chain you have to build to make that happen. I mean, it's a journey that literally starts with the silicon and the computer chips and has to end with a global grid that can deliver intelligence anywhere on the planet, just like we do with data today.
And this all boils down to the core economic driver of this whole vision: efficiency. It's really simple, right? Just like we're always trying to make electricity cheaper, the global race is on to get more intelligence, more of these tokens for every single dollar we spend and for every single watt of energy we use. Driving that cost down is the key that unlocks global diffusion for everybody.
Now here's where it gets really transformative. When a new utility this powerful comes along, it doesn't just make us better at doing the old things. No way. It completely rewrites the rules for how businesses are even built and how they run.
This is a massive shift. I mean, just picture the classic company pyramid, where information has to slowly crawl its way up the ladder, getting filtered and warped at every single level. Nadella says AI just shatters that old model. Now, a CEO can just ask an AI copilot a question and get an instant 360-degree view of what's happening. A lot of those old middle management roles that were just about passing information up and down, they become redundant.
So what does a manager do now? Well, their job totally changes. It becomes something new called context engineering. Your role isn't just about managing people anymore. It's about being the architect of your company's knowledge. It's about carefully structuring all your unique data and insights so the AI can actually understand it and act on it. You basically become the librarian for the company's brain.
And this, right here, is where the real competitive battles are going to be fought. It's not enough to just plug into some generic AI. The real power, what Nadella calls sovereignty, is being able to embed your company's secret sauce, all that unwritten tacit knowledge, into an AI model that you control. Because if you don't, you're just outsourcing your most valuable asset. So this isn't just a revolution happening inside company walls. This fundamental change is sending shockwaves across the entire planet, completely redefining what competition looks like for businesses, and even for entire countries. What's emerging is something Nadella calls a barbell effect. So on one end of the barbell, you've got these super agile startups that were born in this new AI era. And on the other end, you have the huge incumbents, the giants, with tons of data and customer relationships. For everybody stuck in the middle, it's going to be a really, really tough place to compete. But on a global scale, Nadella sees a massive upside.
By breaking down what he calls the syntax barrier, the need to learn all that complex code, AI empowers anyone, anywhere in the world to become a creator. It basically hands the tools of innovation to the entire planet, giving developing nations a real shot at leapfrogging whole stages of economic development. It's a huge deal.
All right, so we've got this wild new reality. Companies are turned upside down, and we've got this global barbell competition. So the last big question is, how do you actually win in this new world?
First things first, Nadella wants to completely bust the myth of a single, all-powerful God model that's going to rule everything. He's crystal clear. That's not the future. The future is a diverse ecosystem with tons of different models. The real advantage isn't about finding the one perfect model, it's about something else entirely.
The winning strategy, the name of the game, is orchestration. It's the art of skillfully blending together the best models out there, some open source, some proprietary, some you build yourself, and then infusing that mix with your own unique data and context. It's in that specific combination, that synthesis, that you build real, defensible intellectual property. It's how you control your own destiny. And that leaves us with the ultimate question, the one question that every leader, every company, and frankly every country has to ask themselves right now. In this new AI era, are you going to be the orchestrator shaping these tools to create something unique? Or are you going to be orchestrated by someone else? The answer to that is going to define who wins and who loses in this next chapter.